All right, so we've got, like I said, we're going to be trying a new segment out here on the show. We've got a band here, The Broken View. It's Austin Kranick and Tyler Shoemaker, both of whom are from Boston Spa. And I want to welcome you guys to the show here. Now, Heather's going to do some of the interviewing on this, and we're also going to play one of your songs off of her phone. She's going to attach it into the sound system, and we're going to play your song. What is the song called?
It's called...
The song's called The Fall.
All right, great. Now, if for some reason it doesn't work, is there any chance you could sing it here for us live? Do you have that ability?
He's totally joking.
I'm totally joking. I am joking. Okay. And we're back. It's the mid-morning show. So that was The Broken View, and the song. The title of the song was
The Fall.
The Fall. And so I believe now you have actually released this song onto the streaming websites, correct? Spotify.
Correct. You can listen to it anywhere. You can get it on Spotify, Apple Music, stream it, download it, buy it off of iTunes. There's other stuff that you can buy it on Google Play Store as well. It's on YouTube. We actually have a music video for it on YouTube currently.
Right. And I was trying to determine now, is this the world broadcast premiere of this song?
No. I mean, it's been played, I guess, on air. This is the first time it's ever been played on air.
Well, then it is then.
Okay, it's the world broadcast.
Yeah, it says this is the world broadcast premiere of that particular song. And Heather, I want you to tell us just a little bit about how you found these guys, and you can ask some questions of them.
Yeah, sure. So I've been kind of absent from the Albany music scene for a little while. I've been in Boston at school. Love going to concerts there. The Brighton Music Hall, that was my place. But when I came back for the summer, I was like, you know what I miss? I miss like going to the Low Beat, going to Polly's, like hanging out, watching some really cool bands. Yeah. So I was asking around. I was like, who's on the Albany music scene, basically? Because I've been gone for like a year. So I was asking around, and actually 2 or 3 people were like The Broken View. And you guys were... the most out of everyone who, there was El Modernist and people like that. But you guys were actually the most, recommended band. So I was like, I got to check these guys out. I haven't heard of them, actually. Whereas the other bands I had been aware of previously. So I checked them out. I listened to their music, The Fall. I loved it. Thank you. You're welcome. So there's just this great dichotomy between like the lyrics and the very raw vocals there that kind of illuminates that whole spectrum of emotion that comes with The Fall. So I really love that song. And this is a segment that I've been wanting to do for a long time, just because I think it's so important that we highlight our local talent, our local musicians, our local artists, because that's really what adds value. That's what adds pride to our local communities. So I'm really excited that they're here. And they have a really cool backstory actually behind their name. So if you guys want to explain that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's actually pretty funny. I mean, at first we were... Tyler called me and he was like, hey, I want to start a band, because he was in a band called My Last Mile and I was in a band called More Than Human. And he called me and he sent me this logo and it said The Broken View, and he said, I want to start a band and I want you to do vocals. And I was like, all right, I'm down. And we got to the point of writing songs, and we had 2 or 3 written, and then we started to like question the idea, and we were like, oh, I don't know if this name is any good, and we kept trying to figure out something else. And then it ended up just kind of sticking because we couldn't come up with anything else. And I was like, oh, maybe there's some sort of poetic reason that our name is The Broken View. So we went on Google. Well, I mean, I did. I went on Google and I just typed in The Broken View. I was like, what does this mean? Does it have an actual meaning? And I found something in art and architecture called break views. And it's like, basically, from my understanding, is you take like an object, or like when things are brought into like a computer program and they need to show someone like the architecture of how things are built on the inside. And they take like, you ever see like those pictures of like buildings or like objects, and then there's like a little cutout piece?
Sure.
The actual object doesn't have that cutout piece.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like to see the insides of an object, of how it works.
I do. I like it. Meaning after the title, but it came together well. That is pretty intriguing. All right, the phone number again, 518-843-2500. You guys, your album is going to come out when?
Our album is dropping on September 6th, and that will be available on all streaming services as well. And we actually have a second music video coming out this Friday.
Yes.
And the pre-order will be available for the album, so you can go to iTunes, and we have actually a merch website right now.
Yep,
so
physical pre-orders for the album is available now. BrokenView@BigCartel.com.
Oh, right. No, wait. Give that website again. What is it?
TheBrokenView.BigCartel.com.
Okay. Now, I think this is very interesting because you guys are just, you're just starting out here with this band. Now, how long have you been together for now?
Since last August.
Yeah, we've been writing
So it's
this
about
whole album
about
for
1
about a
year.
Yep.
And it's interesting to me because the way things work now, sort of with the music industry, is you've already got the video, you're already on YouTube, you're able to reach a national platform immediately. But I mean, obviously, it's all about sort of drawing attention to the music so that people can get to it. But the platforms exist for you to distribute it, basically very, very quickly.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's something that's very interesting because I remember my dad and a bunch of people in my family or friends of families who were doing the same thing when they were our age, trying to do like music, and they would always say, "Oh, if only we had like the technology that you guys have, or like the opportunities that you guys have." So
yes, and
being a musician, it humbles you nowadays, I guess, to be able to have the ability to put the music out there.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
And it's interesting to look at some of these trends. Rolling Stone recently had an interesting article. They were saying that the title of the article is "Why This Is the Golden Age for New Artists." And then they said, so long as they keep their ambitions in check. That's the part you probably won't like to hear. But they're talking about downloads off of these streaming services. And how, for the last several years at least, as the streaming services have taken off in popularity, the top 5 acts have really consumed like most of it, okay? But what has happened recently was that the percentage of downloads off of these streaming services for the top 5 acts has actually gone down, and more of it now is migrating to the middle tier. And here's an interesting stat. So Drake was the biggest audio streaming artist in the United States in both the first half of 2019 and then in the first half of 2018. But listen to this. From 1 year to the next, his streaming tally actually fell by 670 million plays. So a lot of that stuff is migrating to the middle part of the market, basically, which is exactly where you want to be.
That's pretty interesting. I would say that getting on Spotify playlists is something that we've been very interested in getting on, because there's like even like a listener playlist, like people who just make their own playlists that have thousands and thousands of listeners.
And so now how does that work exactly? So one of the goals that you have for the band is you like to get onto the Spotify playlist. Tell us what that means, and how do you get from where you are to there?
Well, when you release a song, you have the ability to basically submit it for a playlist. There's editorial playlists on Spotify, at least, that you can get onto. Or what we've been trying to do, we've been reaching out to these individual playlists that just anybody can make and have these thousands of followers, and that's been going pretty well for us.
So that's sort of growing it organically, sort of a follower at a time, hoping that you'll gain momentum.
Right.
Now, are there any sort of shortcuts? I mean, if you get a lot of attention, does it spike something? How do you do that? Or don't you know yet? You're looking.
Not really sure.
You're looking for that.
To be honest, it's something that we're just breaking into this stuff, because we've been in bands where things were not so focused, I guess, and things were not as well thought out. But now I like to think we're a little more experienced, so we're going at it at a little more professional standpoint and a little more well thought out. So like that article that you pulled up said, kind of keep your integrity in check. I guess that's the big thing, and keeping your I would say, don't get discouraged is the thing that I would say. Yeah. Because it's very easy to be discouraged in this industry, because you put something out on YouTube and you're like, man, I don't have 600,000 plays. Why am I not famous yet? But it's really about just I always say that no one's gonna love the music as much as you do. Yeah. And you have to really love and believe in what you're doing. And I guess if you love it enough, then people will start to love it.
Yeah. Now that's an excellent segue for us to mention the fact that we are now on YouTube. Heather, can you? We actually just started the YouTube channel for this show.
So it's Subik's mid-morning show. If you want to look at it, look it up on YouTube. So I'm working on putting all of the at least the highlight shows on there, so they'll be available without commercial breaks and without the intro and outro song because copyright.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's going to be on YouTube. And the way to search for it though is all together one word.
Yep, Subik's Mid Morning Show.
Yes. And Heather is also on YouTube with her book review channel. What is the title of that thing?
It's actually just my name.
Yeah,
I'm not actually sure how you would find it.
Yeah.
But,
Speaking of views, but yeah, we and that's that's the name of the game. I mean, the platform exists, and it's just sort of attracting attention to what you're doing.
Right.
Now,
and one thing about them was that they had such good branding and such good social media at the Broken View, that is, that they did have all these streamlined platforms where you were able to see a cohesive image of a band. And so you guys write your own songs, right?
Yeah, we write everything together, just the two of us. So
Everything is completely done by us.
Right.
Actually, that was actually the rule that we set for ourselves, that we would do everything ourselves, and we
You
wouldn't.
don't see that too much anymore. I mean, yes, and because you don't see that too much anymore, like bands writing their own music, at least on a top tier level. But it's nice to see that creativity and that time and that input being put in.
Right. And it goes along with like the music video and stuff. There was a moment where we were sitting down, we were like, oh, we want to make a promo video because we don't want to just drop the song and have nothing happen, so we nothing people to look at, I guess, and way to share it. So we were going to make like this little promo video of this stuff going on in the background, like kind of grayed out, and then put the logo there. But we set all this stuff up in Tyler's garage, and like half of it, and we set up these like tarps, and we got these $12 lights from Walmart and a fog machine.
And it was shot on an iPhone.
It was shot on an iPhone.
Yep.
Yeah, both videos actually. And we set the stuff up, and we were like, oh, I guess we can make a music video out of this. And we made some calls. We had some of our buddies come over to perform in the music video. And the second video was interesting because we already had the idea of it written down, and that's coming out this Friday. And
the new video is coming out Friday. Okay.
Next video, yes. We have a second music video coming out next Friday. And we wrote down this idea of having these dancers. And
Dancers?
We got... It's like they do like this kind of choreographed dance to our song, and it's a very intimate song, and it's dark, and it's not the fall has more of an upbeat type thing going on with it, and driving rock music with the guitar solo and stuff.
Yeah.
And this song is very dark, and I love having that dynamic, and the song had such a eerie feel to it that we wanted some good imagery, so we came up with dancers, and Tyler knew Michael Pace, who's the guitar player for Brookline.
Yep.
And Brookline's another local band around here, and they're fantastic guys. And Michael has a dance partner, and her name is Amaya Kalinsky, and she and him choreographed this whole dance to our song.
They did a phenomenal job.
It's so awesome.
Wow.
And
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
And this video, it was so fun making it because everybody came over and they were just like ready to work. And
the channel that people should search for if they want to see this then is Broken View.
The Broken View on YouTube.
Broken View.
All right, very good. And just so everybody understands, like who does what in this band. So Austin, you're the singer, correct?
I am.
Yep. And what do you do, Tyler?
I'm the drummer.
Okay.
And I'm also the audio engineer.
And how many other members of the band are there? Are there any others? Or?
Well, that's funny because we have everything that you hear on our album was written by Tyler and I. We made the decision that we wanted to write the songs, and because we had a pretty clear vision for what we were making.
I keep thinking, who else would do it? Right? I mean, you have to do it, right? It's your stuff.
Yeah, and we just didn't, me and him had a very similar interest in what music we wanted to make, and
it's very difficult to get that when you have
you
five
got
other people
to please,
that have opinions on what they want to do.
So basically, the band is the two of you, but then you also bring in other musicians to help with other parts of it.
Just to perform.
Live perform.
Right.
Stuff.
And they basically work for you. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. And now, are you guys going to be appearing live anytime soon?
We are working on that right now. We just started practicing. So hopefully soon. We haven't scheduled anything
very
yet,
soon. I would say probably no later than like mid to late September.
Okay.
Well, there you go. If you're a local business and you're looking for a live band, The Broken View is available.
Very good.
Absolutely.
All right, I want to thank you guys for coming on. I think it's very interesting what you've done, and the fact that you've been able to use all this technology to sort of get you to at least to the platform stage of where you want to be, and now it's about producing the content. And I just want to thank you for coming on. We're heading into the last 30 seconds here of the show. I want to thank everybody for listening to us. We'll be back again tomorrow with the same topics and things that we always do. But thanks a lot. You've been listening to WCSS 1490 AM radio, 106.9 FM. We're going to head straight into the news in about 10 seconds.